Hi, Mark Camoccio, Mart TV, and I've got here one of the very impressive pistol. This is from SIG SAUER, and it's based on the SIG SAUER X-FIVE firearm, and there's a particularly nice feel to these. I mean, I've been a big fan of Umarex over the years, but this they've obviously got some rivalry here, because this SIG pistol there's a total quality feel the minute you get it out of the box. It's got the real weight to it. It's very, very nicely made, and the key thing with this is it's, instead of, I mean, so many CO2 powered pistols, which obviously this is, are BB. I'm not a fan of BBs. You very easily get ricochets. This is actually a pellet firing pistol, 177 only. But yeah, it's very impressive. So let's look at the features. So we're going to look at the features on here. So obviously, just starting on the firearm aspect, obviously you've got a dummy stripping catch, you've got a dummy slide open catch there. You've got very neat sights on here, so it's like a fixed foresight, nicely picked out with a white dot. It's a very good sight picture actually on this. Adjustable rear sight. You need a screwdriver to do both of it, but that's no big deal. Then you've got Picatinny rail at the front. You've got ambidextrous safety catch, so you've got another safety on each side, in other words. Then you've got, now with the trigger, it's worth mentioning here, it's a nice shape on here, but the trigger is physically operating the belt magazine, so you know, the way the pellet's feeding, so there's quite a lot more feel on the trigger than you'd expect. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, I'd sort of, in use, I would just pull through, take up that creep initially, and then the final release isn't bad at all. But obviously, when you're doing fun shooting and you fast fire, it's all automatic anyway. But it's an interesting sort of feel to it. Very nice grips on this. Yeah, it's a real quality feel. Now, gassing up on it, obviously we've now spent the cartridge. It relies on one CO2. Pull that little catch down, pull the back. A little bit stiff. You can hear the last residual bit of pressure, and then you check the CO2 should drop out there. There you go. Can be a little bit fiddly, but say once it's all in place, it's fine. So you can see that one's spent. You get a new CO2 cartridge, put it into place, and then to pressurise, whereas normally you've often got little catches to spring tension and pierce the unit. On this, it's the closing of the actual catch that will then pressurise, and you might hear a little hiss as you pressurised it. It's all very neat. Just make sure if you get to the end of your charge that you've definitely shot most of the charge. You'll hear the pressure come right down, and then as you open that again, there'll be a small bit of a hiss. But yeah, it works very well. As far as energy wise on these, I mean, on test I had, if you look at the first 30 shots, pretty good consistency, and I think I had an average of about 2.2 foot-pounds over about 55 shots. You know, you could get 55, 60 shots, and the high point can be 2.5 foot-pounds. That's what I had on test, so you're looking in that region. But of course, these aren't about high power. What they are about is great fun, and so with that belt feed mag pellet operation, it's one hell of a little key thing with this is it's got a belt feed pellet magazine. So what you do is you unclip that front little door, and then push a pellet head first into each of these chambers in turn. Just make sure they're nice and flush, so that they're going to run smoothly. Obviously, if you have the pellets half out, it's always going to jam. So make sure they're all nice and flush, and then you're pulling the little belt feed. You're pulling anti-clockwise just to get to just to expose those chambers up the top. Here we go. That's a 20 shot magazine, by the way, on here. So it's not bad at all. There we go. Right, so that's now completely full. Shut the little door and we're ready to go. So SIG SAUER X-FIVE, let's see how it shoots. So we filled our magazine, got a little stick magazine, slot that in, click it away. We've got the safety on, click that down. It's quite a firm safety actually, it's a deliberately firm safety on this. And then you're going to see the blowback system as well. You should catch that on the camera hopefully. So as you can see, you've got some fast fire fun with this. As I say, it's pellet, it's 177 pellet. You haven't got the problem of ricochets that you would do with the BB, the ball bearings. But yeah, it's a nice little pistol. Sort of accuracy wise, I've had sort of 1.5 inch groups, 1.5 inches to 2 inches at 10 yards. We're not talking super accuracy, but we are talking a lot of fun. And that coupled with the really authentic feel, it's just a really nice, very high quality pistol. So a couple of, about 215 quid. But there's a real quality feel. So yeah, I'm impressed. That's the SIG SAUER X-FIVE.